All right, hello, Eastern West Virginia Technical and Community College students. Welcome to Art 100 for spring 2025. At the beginning of every semester, I make one of these little videos to kind of walk you through what to expect in the class, where to find pertinent things, basically how to get an A. And so if you're very familiar with Brightspace and you've used it for multiple classes, just kind of flow with me here because everyone does things a little bit differently. If you've never used Brightspace, this is going to be very helpful for you. So with that, let's get started. Let's get this rocking and rolling. Okay, these are the learning outcomes for the semester. By the end of the semester, you will be able to do all of these things. So if you're taking this class as not part of your major, but as just an elective, and you're thinking, okay, I just need to check this box and get this over with. One thing I want to talk to you about is a lot of what we're going to talk about is using a vocabulary of how you see. And no matter what you're going into, whether you're going to go into nursing or business or being a truck driver, no matter what you're going to go into, communicating what you see is going to be a valuable skill when just communicating with other human beings. So it's a vocabulary that you're probably a lot familiar with, but also some things of how to use that vocabulary. So there's going to be a lot of cross information with other disciplines. Okay, attendance. Weekly attendance will be recorded through the discussions and quizzes and exams and the essay. So basically the coursework is how you get credit for being in the course. You're expected to meet the course deadlines. They're not that extreme. It's pretty much every Monday something is due and every Tuesday something comes about. The only time that will fluctuate is during finals week. So late assignments are if you contact me ahead of time and say, hey, this issue is coming up in my life, I'm traveling, whatever the case may be, I'm going to be much more likely to work with you than if you contact me halfway through the semester and say, hey, I missed exam one, right? Like, be proactive about things. Okay. New assignments will be available every Tuesday morning. Every Monday at 11:59 p.m. work will be due. So there's that little quick switch over time right around midnight where old work will be due and new work will become available. It will become visible to you at that time. Okay, so there is a course schedule. So this is kind of what you see in Blackboard, and I want to draw your attention right here to the course schedule. You're going to want to kind of pay attention to this as the semester goes. So everything is listed out. Now, discussions should be popping up for you to see on a weekly basis and whatnot, but you definitely want to reference this because there's what video lecture goes with each discussion. My big suggestion would be to read the discussion and say, okay, what is this discussion asking? Then watch the video lecture, because then your ears are going to perk up and you're going to be a little bit more to, hey, that's the image or that's the word that was coming up in the discussion. So that's my pro tip there. Okay, so our first discussion and quiz are going to be due on the 27th. There's this awesome little calendar thing that pops up every semester, and it's kind of telling you exactly when stuff is due. So if you're ever thinking that you should be seeing something, but you're not seeing it, shoot me an email. That's what I'm here for. I'm more than happy to say, hey, I made a mistake. I put the year 2024 instead of 2025. Things like that happen. So don't hesitate to email me and say, I think I should be seeing a discussion that I'm not seeing. Okay, what do you need for this course? I'm very happy to report you need nothing but a computer with reliable internet access and I guess a YouTube viewer. You need to be able to do those things. There's no textbook. It's part of an open education resource, so there's no 70 to $100 and something textbook that you need to buy. So Eastern and I are very proud of that. So, all right, so here's a little bit of kind of important information that I want you guys to know. This is all in the syllabus and there's way more information in there. But one thing I want to tell you guys about is the syllabus change. So I, as the instructor, may have to change something, and I will provide you written information. There'll be an announcement, more than likely there'll be an email that's sent to you, and it might be something as simple as, because something didn't show up on time, you're all getting an extension of several days, and last week's discussion will be due on Wednesday, something of that nature. So that's pretty standard. All your classes probably operate that way. The next thing is this special note. So due to the nature of this course, there's a couple things that we're going to touch upon which might be uncomfortable for some viewers. But I want you to realize that ahead of time, that you're going to see a decent amount of nudity in this class. We're going to talk about aspects of human sexuality. We're going to talk about aspects of culture, and that can mean religion, that can mean human sacrifices comes up in this class at least once. So kind of these topics, war, genocide, things that might be really uncomfortable at certain times, but we're going to approach all of them with the adult level of education that we're at, right? This is a college level course. So seeing these kind of things is not, it's part of humanity, and that's what a lot of what this class deals with. With that being said, that brings us to the Title IX notice. So if at any time there are any discriminatory comments about any of the things that we're seeing in this class as far as the nudity, religion, gender, any of that kind of stuff, it's not going to be tolerated. It's not going to be tolerated by me. It's not going to be tolerated by Eastern either. So we're approaching all of this as adults. That's basically what this is all about. All right, so next, since there is no book in this class, how are you going to be getting all this information? So there are video lectures that are part of the OER. Basically every week you're going to have one, maybe two of these little YouTube lecture videos to watch. I made most of them, like 99% of them come from me. I'm sorry, they're not amazing, but they get the job done. They're telling you exactly what information you need to know for the discussions, for all of the test questions, all that kind of stuff. So they are 9 times out of 10, well, they're always going to be found in the corresponding section. So Unit 1, Lecture 1, it's right here. The quiz for it is right underneath of it. How convenient, right? So there's that information. And then, oh, look at that. There's a slide that says about the exams and stuff. So each exam or each quiz is going to be worth 100 points. There are then 2 kind of like cumulative exams that go throughout the semester. All right. Then there's also a written assignment. This is kind of at the end of Unit 1. It's kind of like your exam for Unit 1. You could think of it that way. Now, it has its own content area, which is the formal analysis writing assignment. It's right underneath of the basics. It has a video with the instructions. It has written instructions. It has a rubric. It has resources as far as the Writing Lab website of how to cite your sources. There is so much information in here. There's no reason for you to be like, I didn't know what to do, so I did the assignment all wrong, right? There's a video. Just watch it and it'll tell you what to do. So that will be week 4. All right, discussions. Discussions are found up here at the top in this little green bar. They should appear and disappear as the semester goes along. Remember, on that Monday, Tuesday switch time. Just to be clear, discussions are not optional. They are part of the class, and they actually add up to more than a test. So if in some other class discussions are optional, that's not, they're required and a big part of your grade. Most of them are worth 10 points. Some of them are worth more. They have different instructions as far as sometimes it's commenting on things, sometimes it's writing a response, then watching information, and then writing another response now that you have more information, all of that kind of stuff. There is a basic rubric, and then some of them have their own rubric that goes along with looking for very specific vocabulary terms, that sort of thing. That's another reason why I want to say, look at the essay or look at the discussion board, then watch the video. That's my big pro tip. All right, so that brings us to our first discussion, which is your first assignment, which is just getting to know you. Who are you? What are you studying or planning to study? When and where in time would you go if you had a time machine? Why would you choose this place? And then just for fun, how do you get your caffeine? Are you a coffee drinker, tea, none of the above? So this is the big assignment that I need you guys to do right away. There is a no-show attendance that I have to turn in at the end of the week. So if you don't participate in something that is, you kind of like, the school will contact you and stuff. So I need you guys to do this. You don't need to watch anything for this. You just need to, this is about you. There's also a quiz this week also, but get this done first. So I'm going to go ahead and start off. I'm going to introduce myself. So my name is Lacey. I studied art history and ceramics at West Virginia University and then at Clemson University for my master's. If I had a time machine, I think I would go back to ancient Rome. It was the kind of beginning of globalization. Many cultures were starting to interact with each other for the first time. It wasn't the beginning of trade, but it was really this time when the world shrank and a lot of information was being shared, and that's why I would go back to that time and place. And then just for fun, I am a coffee drinker, sort of every day, cream in it, no sugar. So one more quick note on this, don't be that person that's too cool for school. There is a history element to this course. Don't be that student that's like, well, I just go surfing, so it doesn't matter when or where in time I'd go because the waves are always going to be there. Don't be that guy. Give it a little bit of thought, answer the question. We might cover what you're interested in or the place that you're interested in this class. So give it a little bit of thought. Okay, with that, I'm going to say thank you for your attention. Remember, email me if you have any questions at any time. I'm happy to answer. I try to answer emails within kind of 24 hours. That fluctuates a little bit, but I try to get back with you with all of your questions as soon as possible. Also, make sure you put your name in there so that way it's not like, I'm having trouble, and then I'm like, I don't know who you are. So anyway, email me if you have any questions. Thank you very much. Good luck. Drive safe in the winter weather.